Hello and good afternoon and welcome to Not the Usual Suspect. My name is Denise, bringing you my thoughts and musings about life in the universe. And what's exercising me today is the windrush, hostile environment, lack of documentation, immigration status that many of our elders have found themselves caught in. Whilst feeling very proud of some of my Guyanese colleagues, Trevor Phillips, David Lammy, for championing this issue, I felt quite annoyed at the fact that people from Europe, within the European Union, can move around in Europe without the same kind of documentary rigour that we as black people and ex-colonies had to face. I felt that was one of the usual structural difficulties that we experience, which people don't really want to call a structural difficulty. The government has backtracked, but it appears that a major issue of poor administration is to blame for this issue. In addition to that fact, what I find quite upsetting is that the number of elders in our community who were once again treated very poorly by quote unquote the mother country. I mean, how many occasions have we argued that there are systemic and structural impediments to our advancement, which people just pretend or say just don't exist, or our political truth, the one that we articulate, is in fact a falsehood? Why was it possible for so many people's documents to be mislaid, lost, or just expunged from the record? And then you create arbitrary measures which are exceptionally rigorous, which people can't meet. And nobody thought it's going to affect those people who came from the colonies. This is an indicative of the lack of presence of people who understand these communities in positions of power. And this is why it's so important for you to register to vote and to pick individuals who will articulate your truth. All too often we have individuals who look like us in positions of power who remain silent, and for want of a better word, they're complicit in the circumstances that we find ourselves in, be them structural impediments, particular types of policies which affect us, or affect specific communities. And those individuals are imposed primarily because they're going to be silent. I do feel very pleased that certain individuals from the Caribbean community, our commissioners, came together and signed that petition and forced people to pay attention to us. And as we go forward to the local elections, I think this is something that we should not let go of. We've got so many issues in our community, especially street violence, and we need to have it addressed by people who are going to speak about our truths and not do it in a way which is mealy-mouthed or, so that we can placate others and make sure that they don't feel bad when in fact they should actually feel bad. Well, I think I'm going to conclude because it's windy and I'm late for my train, so I better get going. So thank you very much for listening to my post. This is Denise signing out, and cut.